Hello, everybody. Today I would like to give a short review of a language learning method that I have recently found to be quite useful. It is called the Michel Thomas method. It's an audio-only method developed by, I believe he was a Polish linguist um, who went by the pseudonym Michel Thomas, and he did a lot of work during World War II, extracting information. So he has an affinity for had an affinity for communication skills, and after World War II, he moved to the U.S. And began teaching languages to celebrities and politicians. But after many, many years, he decided to publicize his language learning method in order to help other people. Um, and he published these through a company, I believe it's called Hodder and Stoughton, which is a British company. And he published his method through tapes and CDs, and now it's available in digital formats on different types of media, I expect, such as iTunes and Amazon, most likely. And what makes his method so unique is that not only is it an audio only method, it, as he says in the recordings, it doesn't require any mental homework, as he calls it. You must not try to remember. You must only be a participant in the course, along with two other participants in the course, the ones that are being recorded. So you'll hear two students trying to answer his questions, and you as the third virtual participant. And whenever you're prompted for an answer, you must stop the recording, think about your answer. He says you must always think clearly and never to guess. If you do make a mistake, he will give you the correct answer, and the recorded participants also make lots of mistakes, so you can see what not to do. And he starts the language lessons from a base level by first pointing out what is similar in uh, for example, what I'm learning, Spanish and English. So one example of what is similar between Spanish and English is that he says most English words that end in ible or able, such as possible, will be ible or able in Spanish. So posible. And there are numerous words like that, so you can easily build your vocabulary with just those words that have a common suffix in both English and Spanish. As far as grammar goes, he usually starts really basic in the present tense, but as he's teaching you the more advanced stuff, he links everything together in a logical manner, and it becomes very easy to remember. And he takes you through in just a span of about 8 hours. Present tense, the perfect and imperfect past tenses, future tense and the subjunctive mood, and the conditional sentences, all sorts of useful grammar, through mostly verb conjugations. There are higher levels that you can purchase that teach you more vocabulary, but the foundation course and the advanced course teach you the required grammar that you would need to know in order to survive in a Spanish-speaking country, or the language of which you're learning. So it's kind of hard to discuss exactly in detail how the method works any more than I have. So I encourage you to look him up, and I think you'll be quite surprised if you give this method a try about how much you can learn. You'll see soon in my future Spanish videos that the scope of which of the different things that I can express have expanded a lot more. And it is thanks to, in partial to the Michel Thomas method that I've been using for the past couple weeks. I can't write a full novel by any means, of course, based on what I've learned, but I've been given a good basis on which I can build up my language ability in Spanish. So I encourage you to do more research on the Michel Thomas method if you're interested. I think the website is probably something like michelthomas.com or .org. It's developed by the company Hodder and Stoughton in the UK, and there's even a documentary about Michel Thomas. I believe it's called The Language Master, and it was broadcast by the BBC. You can find that easily on YouTube anywhere, and probably on Netflix. And I will provide links to all of the things that I've mentioned in this video to help you all out a little bit more. So, with that, I will end this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and please give any comments that you have. If any of you have heard of this method or used this method, please tell me, how did it go for you? And would you recommend this to anyone else as well? So, with that, I will say goodbye, and thank you very much for watching.